But yeah, it's going to, yeah, because that wild puffiness, it's funny, it kind of gives the hair, we'd call it a nice weight. That kind of nice controlled hair, especially with finer hair. Some women don't like using conditioner. They find their shampoo almost gives it enough, but you do need to use the conditioner because you're not putting any conditioning agents on. You're just cleansing it. So then a fine conditioner is nice to control that hair. And does that kind of answer? Yeah, so it will help to control it. And then the second thing, which was interesting, Dr. Joe taught me, traditional conditioning agents can actually oxidize on the hair and turn it brassy. So a lot of the brassy tones you can get in nice blonde, like luscious hair, can actually be down just from the air and the conditioning agents oxidizing. So what these actually do, they don't oxidize on the hair. I'm not saying every conditioner does, but it was just something Dr. Joe made me aware of, which was quite interesting. Won't yellow with these, no. Because some conditioners will yellow hair. All designed to keep your hair pure. Yes? Oh no, no, please, can you wait till after? It's a bit late.
I have one.
Yes.
So you just moved into a new place.
Yeah.
You have a little one.
Right.
So, I have not put her in that shampoo, but I did put her in water.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, that shampoo, she could use that for her.
Yes. Now, well water is a difficult one because it has so many minerals in it. Yeah, and it's hard. So something like the Malibu is probably good, and it's incredible that brand still goes. You know, it's amazing, that stuff. You know, so what I would do, I would switch it in and out. You know, I would do maybe a Malibu treatment once a week, you know, or once every 2 weeks, just to remove all those minerals. You know, I'm not sure how aggressive a clarifying shampoo would be to do that. You need something quite extreme, but then to offset that with a nice balance and not putting out anything else on, yeah, absolutely the wow would be good. But it wouldn't be as strong to strip all that stuff because it's crazy. Tell her to move house again.
And also, that's a good shampoo for actual people who use, because I have clients who use the hairspray almost every day.
Yes.
And they come in with buildup.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of clients that they've been using, at first they hated
Right.
shampoo.
Mm-hmm.
Because it didn't anything for me. They
Yeah.
didn't notice as they use,
Yeah.
they notice it's cleansing, it's
Yes.
more. So they're going to have to do baking soda.
Yes, and that's interesting. It's funny that, you know, you said that they hate it at first. Some hairdressers hate it at first. And it's funny because then I'll go in, I'll explain. I said, do you know what you're feeling? And they're like, yeah, tell me, because I'm not sure what this is here. I'm like, you're feeling the hair as it should be felt. I said that, but once you get into it, you like crave it. You won't use anything else because you're like, man, this hair feels absolutely amazing. And hair that's clean actually shines more. With nothing on it. It literally like reflects. So it's,
Which I didn't like it at first either.
oh my goodness. But you like it now, right?
Yeah.
Whew. Okay, good. Just, all right, so that's the shampoo and the conditioners. I think everyone's clear. It's cool. So, like I said, try it. Try it on your clients. See how it feels. Blow dry with it. See that shine and the reflection. Then you get into some fun stuff. So, because we don't claim anything in the shampoo, this is how you solve the problems right here with the cocktails. And these are leave-in hair supplements. Okay? So you shampoo, condition. Always treat the hair with a cocktail. It's a little bit like if you have an ailment for your body, you would take like a vitamin C, D, whatever it is. These are like your leave-in hair supplements. So the three big problems that you get with your hair when you color treat it are breakage, rough textured hair, and fine hair. The three big problems. These are genius because what they're designed to do is not just kind of mask the problem, actually solve the problem instantly. So they kind of eliminate the need for a mask that you leave on for like 20 minutes under heat, the whole thing. You don't need a leave-in conditioner spray. All you do is literally you put your cocktail on, whatever the problem is, you layer it on, and instantly with the heat of your dryer, the hair is transformed. Like instantly. It really is genius, and you can layer them as well. So you've got the Kale cocktail, which is for breakage. Okay? Clinically proven 50% less breakage in one application. And pretty much everybody that color treats their hair has some form of breakage. We don't really like sit our clients down and say, oh, hello madam, we're about to break your hair. You know, I think at the end of the day, that's kind of what we're doing, you know, a little bit, you know, when we color. It's an element of that. And really what we do as What's that?
That's just so I can say this.
So we can say this, brother, yeah. But I think as hairdressers, the big thing I like is like we want to deliver on promise. Like if I've got a customer sitting there that has breakage or fine hair or whatever it is, I'm like, well, I'm gonna do your hair, but I want to recommend you something that's going to help. It's a very prescriptive solution here. We're helping that client just look after their hair and recreate, you know, what we've done. So blue sea kale is in the ingredients in the kale cocktail. We didn't just sprinkle in some kale because it's cool, everyone's eating kale. You know, it's actually blue sea kale. It grows around the coast of northern France. It's the richest natural source of sulfur in the world. Okay? And as you know, your hair is held together with sulfur. Sulfur bonds, your disulfide bonds. You know, we use great bond builders, you know, in our color, which is great. We use one in our salon. This is what we send all our customers home with. Anybody with breakage. Even a girl that was trying to grow her hair long didn't even have it colored with split ends. You just put a little bit through. Now, the usage of this is a tiny amount. I know you have the cocktails here, and if you've used this too much, you might be way put off.
Is that all of them? Just a little bit of all of them, or that one specifically?
This one specifically, yeah. This one specifically, and it's thick in consistency. So what you do with the kale, you actually give it a little shake. It helps to liquefy it a bit. But I would say, if I was going to blow dry your hair, for instance, there's a little bit of breakage going on. I would take like that, like a really tiny amount, maybe even less. Because when you rub it into your hands, you'll see it goes quite thin, and you just run it through.
Goes on wet hair.
Goes on wet hair. So you shampoo, condition, always treat the hair with a cocktail before anything else. Okay? The cocktails, like I said, they're designed to take the hair back to as close to that virgin hair state as you possibly can. Okay? That is the point of them. They're not designed to be heavy. They're not just like a gimmick, it's just going to sit on the surface. They're actually designed to solve the problem. And that's why we source this like wonder ingredient, the blue sea kale. So if I was blowing your hair, I would take just a little bit and I would run it just where that breakage is. Maybe if there was a little bit through here, I would just take a little bit. Like really don't go, it's not the kind of thing you go in and go like that, you know, with. You really just put it where you need it, okay? So the kale, tiny, like a pea to half dime size amount. Like really small amount, just where the breakage. Now you can use them all independently, but you can layer them as well. So if you use the kale first breakage, you could then put the coconut for smoothing or the carb for fattening on top, or you can use them all independently. Now this coconut, has anyone had an opportunity to use this yet? Come on, it's insane, right? Yeah. Come on, tell them. You love it?
I do. I have a lot of clients that have fine, thin hair.
Yeah.
Roller sets, updos, blow dries, everything. It's awesome. I went every night clients on the
All your clients, yeah. They are genius. Thank you guys. I like it. You're here. This is good. Rich, are we paying these guys?
Later.
No.
It makes
We
styling
talk
easier.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. It makes styling easier.
Yeah.
It makes my job easier because I have a lot of older clientele. They started with me when they're young and
Yeah.
they're dying.
Oh no.
But I don't have to work because they're thinning with age and hormones
Yeah. Mhm.
and all that. So I don't have to work as hard to get their hair to look nice.
Mhm. And it's funny because I would say exactly the same thing. I would actually say they made my job easier. They made me a better hairdresser. You know, but it's nice to come from somebody else who has real experience, not working for the brand, you know. But I can tell you the coconut cocktail is genius, and you're using it on finer textured hair, which is cool. Because this is for rough textured hair. Like, you know, that coarse, dry, like parched, almost like straw-like textured hair. Yeah, so the coconut cocktail is very clever because you've got that rough, kind of straw-like textured hair. The reason why it's like that, virgin hair. You know when you see virgin hair and it like swings and like you see that young girl that's got that annoyingly good hair and you're like, oh, God, I remember, you know, when your hair was like that years back, you know? And it's swingy and shiny and glossy. Virgin hair, actually on top of the cuticle, has a fatty layer, like bonded to it. Okay? And that fatty lipid layer is what gives virgin hair that incredible quality. The second you touch that hair with like peroxide or bleach or color or whatever, or heat irons or something, you start to degrade that fatty layer, it degrades. So that's why color treated hair is much rougher in texture. It never swings It never shines. And I think in the past, what we would have done automatically to smooth that texture is grab an oil or a serum or something and you put it on and you blow dry it. What is genius about this is it contains an exact mimic of that virgin lipid layer. It's an ingredient, it's called 18-MEA. It's a very unique ingredient and it literally rebonds to the surface of your hair and it replaces that lipid layer completely. Even if you had like barely any before, it will literally just stick it back on. It's crazy. And it leaves the hair feeling like phenomenal. Like shiny, glossy, healthy, but not heavy. And what's great is you're putting it in a roller set. So you're still getting a ton of body from the hair because you're not putting like a silicone or an oil or anything on it, you know?
They have burn and
Yeah.
color and some of them you can highlight.
Yeah. So there's no lipid.
So like a curling iron set or a West, like a.
Both.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it will last. The set will last all week.
Yes.
Well, what's the application?
With the teasing too,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because they're old school.
Yeah.
They want it to last that whole week,
Yeah.
they don't want to touch it.
No, exactly. And we didn't even get into the carb yet. The carb's like, I mean, that stuff's, you've been using the carb too. The carb is just like crazy. But yes, so application, really good point. I would say anything from half a dime to a quarter-sized amount. So if we're doing one of those small, like light blow dries, I would just, the whole way I kind of would describe, you know when you put a hand cream on, yeah, and you rub it in, and you've got some left, and you like try and give it to everybody. You're like, I'm like down and you're spreading it up your arms. That's when you know you've got too much. They're very powerful in the way they work. So if you put like a half dime and you run it all through the hair and you feel you've got enough and there's still a little bit on your hands, I just rub it on a towel. I just like to get enough, but sometimes you've got really thick, coarse hair. I put it through and you know what, I think I need a little bit more of this. And I kind of put a bit more. So anything half a dime to a quarter would be your kind of max. Okay, and what is nice, you can use it on that finer textured hair and that thick, really coarse hair. Okay.
So the kale was for breakage. What's this one?
Smoothing.
For smoothing.
I would say smoothing, yeah, replacing the lipid on the hair, but yes, smoothing. Breakage, smoothing, and then we've got fattening and plumping with the carb cocktail. Now this one is crazy, just in its own right. Have you used this one? It's awesome, right? She's like,
And
don't.
it doesn't feel like there's anything under the hair.
No.
That's the one thing that I like about it. I don't like to feel like I have something in my hair.
No, and that's why people love them, because they're like, this is the weirdest consistency. From what you're used to using to give body and guts to the hair, you know, I'll just let a few of you, like, I'll put some in my hand, let a few of you guys like feel it. Because it's like odd almost. You're like, how the hell does that give body to the hair? And it contains like real carbohydrates.
I have a question.
Yes.
My clients use this to thicken up their eyebrows. Is that normal?
The carb cocktail.
Yes.
No, it's not normal.
I
Who
use it
are
all
they?
the
Are
time.
they
They say it makes their eyebrows thicker. It's the weirdest thing.
All right, look, there you go. But do you feel that consistency? It smells amazing, but it's like, yeah, what's that? Hold them down, control them. But let's try it, guys. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Whoa. No.
eyebrows.
No, so it's a really fun. So again, the application exactly the same amount. Half a dime to a quarter size amount depending on the hair. Now this is designed to give bulk and body. And it's designed to give the bulk and the body to the place that kind of gets left behind, which is this area. The carb cocktail is not for rubbing in the roots, okay? It's for here, this area. And it's genius, because it literally feels like nothing. You just put it in the same, you run it through this area of the hair. Now, the whole point about the cocktails is they're not really heavy. They're not sticky, they're not greasy, they're not oily. So you can use other styling products on top of them. Okay, this is where we come in and you can PC party, you know, we play well with others, you know, you can use this, so you could put, say, you've got that coarse hair, you could use the coconut cocktail and then use maybe your Kevin Murphy or, you know, your Evo or something that you love over the top. But maybe you just use less of the other product because you just love the effect that that coconut cocktail has. Or you maybe want to use this mousse that you love, but you'll just put the carb on first because it's not heavy and sticky, it's just designed to help the hair to take it back to its virgin hair state. Then you kind of style on top of it. Some people just love using the cocktails on their own. They're very powerful. Like the shampoo condition cocktail, you can really get fantastic results. And then we get into some of our other kind of cool, like styling products that are designed to then solve more problems as we go. And the next one that you would always, if you were using just Wow, you would always use the speed dry after the cocktails. Okay, so you shampoo, condition, use your cocktails. Like I said, you could use kale and carb, kale and coconut. It is important that you don't mix them in your hand and you layer them. So you would layer on the kale first, then you would put the carb on, and you just put them where the problem is, wherever you need to solve the problem.
The kale would always be first.
Yes, that's correct.
Use the coconut and the olive oil.
Not ideally, but if you have and it's been working, then I say no more. You know, but they're not designed to work together. It's not how we design them, but I've heard great results.
But the kale, you can mix with.
The kale, yeah, you layer them. So breakage and fattening, breakage and smoothing. That's how they work, okay? So they're your cocktails. So you've solved the problems, you've got the hair really clean slate, clean scalp, you solved the problems with the cocktails, then you can kind of get into some extra little styling that you want to get going. Speed dry spray, okay? Very self-explanatory, just in its own, you know the way the name is. This is very clever, because there are speed dries out there, okay? And personally, to me, if speed dries really worked well, I think every hairdresser would use speed dries. But my personal experience in the past was they were quite drying. Speed dries generally, the way they worked was either with alcohol or, bless you, or volatile silicons, which are just the same as alcohol. They suck the moisture out of the hair. So what Dr. Joe did, he made a speed dry completely different. What it does is it cuts down your drying time about 20 to 30%, but it uses a very fine, almost like invisible polymer. So it actually gets on your hair and you spray it. It's predominantly water. And I'll just let a few of you guys can feel it. It's just, like you just feel it. It's like, feels like nothing. It's very, very, very light. So you spray this through and you can use it quite liberally. This fine polymer gets on the hair. When you heat it, it like shrink wraps your hair. So it actually starts to squeeze your hair and it squeezes out the water. Really clever. But what it does is trap in the good moisture that your hair needs. And some products will suck that moisture out. This actually traps it in. So it's good for your hair and it speed dries your hair as well. And like I said, you can use it liberally. You spray it all the way through, all the sections, get a nice coating. Simple. And then you can use, again, any styling products on top. So it's shampoo, condition, cocktail, speed dry. So you've got the Pop and Lock shellac. If you guys use this one as well, this is gorgeous too. Because again, we wanted to get the effect of an oil or a serum, which are seriously two of the biggest categories out there. You know, everyone has an oil, everyone has a serum. We wanted to make something that would give the effect of that shine and gloss and like finish on the hair, but without being heavy or greasy, okay? Without leaving that weight. So again, I'm just going to let you all like feel a little bit of the Pop and Lock. And you'll see it's actually got like a gorgeous shimmer to it. Thanks, man. It's got 75% of this is actually treatment, okay? And just 25% is silicone based. And you'll feel it, when you rub it in your hand, you'll feel it will actually kind of like, yeah, it's got like a cool shimmer to it. But it's designed just to give that beautiful finish to the hair. But as you felt in your hand, it literally, barely any silicone is left on your hair when you use it. And that's the G. I think once you blow dried it in, like 3% is left. Unlike some oils and serums, which are very weighted towards silicons. This is weighted way more towards treatment. So it's actually infusing your hair, treating the problem, a little bit sits on the surface so you can get that finish.
You're using this before you blow dry.
Before you blow dry. Now a lot of people use it after and that's fine, okay? But you just use less, a small amount, okay? So you just use a little dot just to finish and use it as like a finishing oil or serum or whatever you do. So just give it a go and find it yourself. If I'm doing really like coarse, like really curly, like rough textured hair, I would use the coconut cocktail first, speed dry, and then I would put the Pop and Lock on.
That's what I use, and it came out beautiful.
Yeah, you.
On shampoo.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah. So you did that system, the coconut, the Pop and Lock.
Yes. And then I use this after I dried it, then throw it in iron too, so it came out so
Just to
good.
give a beautiful finish, right? But what is gorgeous about it, there's no weight to the hair, right? There's no.
Her hair was so thick that I didn't feel it, you know.
They're really very clever products in the way they're designed. Like I said, everything everything we make has a massive thought process going into it. Nothing is like, oh, we need a so-and-so, can we just make one? You know, it's not done like that. Our laboratory is in our head office in Connecticut, and that's where everything is made. Dr. Joe walks around the office with his Dr. Joe like white coat. It's cool, you know, it's like that's where all the excitement happens.
Where in Connecticut?
Wilton. Wilton. Oh, nice. I'm based in Ridgefield. Anyway, look, just getting off subject, but then you've got the 1 minute transformation cream. Now, have you guys used this one? Okay, this is really cool. So this is for, it can be used in a lot of ways, but as a hairdresser, I think we use it for like restyling. The thing is, I'll let you guys all feel it again. I'm going to go on my little tour around. But it's important that everyone does, because this one is really clever. Traditional styling creams are held together with wax. So if you guys use styling creams that feel quite heavy before? No, nobody? Personally, I shied away from styling creams because I found them quite, no probs. I found them quite heavy. And this is very clever because you can literally transform second day like puffy hair. So this is good. There's a great kind of demo of this on online, but it's nice for you guys to see kind of live what it can do. So say you got in and had a blowout, or say you just air dried your hair and it's like hair from wet would take ages, right?
Yeah.
It takes a while. You're probably a hairdresser, so it's
Now that it's shorter, it's easier, but when
Yeah.
it's long, it was hard.
Exactly, but for a consumer, like a client, it's even harder because they don't have a clue. You know what they're doing, and it's like really like a struggle for them. So what I'll do, I'll take a little bit of this styling cream, and because it's not held together with a wax, the oil and the moisture in this cream are actually held together in this matrix, suspended. So when you rub it in your hands, the salts in your hand actually break it down. So there's no wax there holding it together. So you can actually take a section of hair like this. Look, I can pull it through. Okay? And because that matrix broke down the salts in my hand and the salts in the hair, you can instantly start to get some smoothing to the hair. Okay? Start to get some control. But then I'm just going to do this very quickly. I'm going to hit this hair just once with the blow dryer. Okay?
Is that the Dyson one?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good, I like it. And then I'll do the ends just once. Okay. So obviously I didn't go over that and over it because I just want you guys to see how instantly. So just turn your head to the side. You can just transform a section of hair. But so just feel your hair. It doesn't feel heavy, right? No greasiness to it, because that cream I put on is infused. I mean, it's genius. This is the kind of stuff you go into salons and they're reordering by like the 12s. Because your customer, when you give them a beautiful blowout, they go home and they sleep on it and it goes puffy. So the worst thing in your customer the next day or the next 2 days does not have a clue what to do. They're spraying in water, they're putting in oils, products, trying to blow dry it, it's probably all going crazy. It's such a simple thing to be able to say to your customer, look, just take this cream, just run it through. You don't have to blow dry it. You can just run it through and just give it a brush. I just like to kind of blow dry it, you know, for effect for you guys to feel.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's just like instant, you know, and it's controlled. The hair has like a nice shine, nice finish, and that was just one little pass. So it's a great thing for your customers. And for in-salon finishing, it's genius. If you've done waves, like, you know, when you've done like a curling iron set and you've got all gorgeous waves, but you just want to break it up a bit, some products are too heavy to do that. It takes the curl out, exactly. I always say my little line is like, it doesn't kill curls. You just take it, you run it through, you can run it through the curls, scrunch it. If I've diffused hair, you know when you diffuse gorgeous curly hair and it still has that little like frizz on top, you can take this cream, literally take that whole section of curl and run it through. And it will give a coating like top and bottom to that hair, completely smooth out any of those little frizzies. And then to answer your question, yes, it's designed for dry. That's what it was designed for. But if I'm going to diffuse hair, you know what we call, what I call the like happy curls, you know, really nice curls, and You diffuse them. I actually put the coconut cocktail, then I mix the pop and lock and the 1 minute transformation together. And I run that through. Soaking, dripping wet. Comb it, squeeze out some of the moisture, and then I diffuse it and it will turn the hair into beautiful little ringlets. Okay? So that's my little like tip for you guys. You can mix this with the pop and lock on really curly hair. And you know it's cool now. I don't know if you guys have seen like the wet look. Do you guys follow Chris Appleton on Instagram? Right, get following Chris Appleton 1. He is awesome. He is like all about color wow, and he's doing like Ariana Grande, the Kardashians, J-Lo. The hair he does is insane. And he's all into this wet look, and he uses our products and does it. It's all kind of cool. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Lovely model. And you can feel her hair, guys, if you want, like to feel there's no weight to it. It just feels like, it just looks like she just had a blowout. And you know sometimes when you've blown out really coarse hair and there's still a little bit of a, that again is a nice finisher to quickly run over it.